Hello.
We thought that we would bring you another what we buy and what we sell video because we haven't done one for a while.
Oh, it has been a while.
And we did actually go to a local car boot sale on Sunday. It's now Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Actually didn't get all that much. So
no, it was threatening rain, so it wasn't as busy as it normally is. So we only came back with a few things, but we'll share them anyway. And then we'll go on to show you the things that we've been selling over the last couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah, a selection of.
Yes. Shall I start? Because I don't have much.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I picked up a music book that has tabs for guitars and possibly pianos, I'm not sure. Something that interests Abby in a way. But music books can do okay. It was £1, and obviously it's Sting and his music. And this is worth around about £10. So £9 profit.
That's the bin
And there
just
goes,
opening
there
itself
goes the bin.
again.
I actually bought this book for myself. It's a history, very, very exciting reading. History of hallmarks.
It's handy. It's a reference book,
Yeah.
really, isn't it?
So I do actually have a book that's all hallmarks, like right back to, you know, a few hundred years ago. Whenever it was that they started bringing hallmarks in for silver. I'm guessing it's just for silver. But it's got a history as well. This cost me £2. I was actually going to put this in as a raffle prize for our local Club Dig group that we go to. Well, I don't actually attend the group, but I do go to the digs.
I'll go to group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's for metal detecting. If I see this and it's cheap enough, I tend to buy them. I have actually just sold a Scrabble original. It's got all the bits inside. The stands. The board. It's a bit garagey smelling. So it needs good air out, which I'll do. If it needs a little bit of a clean, then I'll do that as well. 4 stands. I mean, you can actually sell these as spares. Sometimes people have got stands missing, and you can make as much money on the stands as you can the whole game, really, sometimes. It comes with score sheets, a bag of tiles. You're looking for 100. That's normally how many there are. And instruction manual. So I've just, like I say, I've just sold one of these. So it makes sense sometimes to pick something up that you've just sold, because you can do it as a similar, sell similar. The listing's already there. You just recreate it. That cost me £2, and it's worth around about £14 or £15. Something else that I found. I've come across it and thought, oh, I'll give that a go, actually. It's Wii Sports Resort game. I looked at the other games as well. They were pricier. Sort of £3 or £4 each. I think they were like an Xbox one. I don't tend to mess too much with games because I don't know enough about them. But I do know that these are worth something like £8 or £9, and I paid 50p for it. Comes with its booklet.
Sure, we used to have that game.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We still have a Wii somewhere.
Yeah.
So 50p into £8 or £9, not too bad. And of course, you know, it would probably go as a large letter, so cheaper on postage. I have no clue, because I'm too old to understand these things. But I saw this t-shirt, and I saw the fish on it. Had a look at, is it Gildan? Gildan's yeah, Gildan t-shirt. I think it's 100% cotton, but it is a tour t-shirt for a band called Fish. The Movable Feast Tour 2013. Never heard of them, but I do know that music memorabilia and tour t-shirts can do quite well, depending on particularly things like heavy metal, like, I don't know, Iron Maiden, things like that. So I don't know who they are, but I've looked it up. Couldn't find this exact version, but they seem to do around about maybe 15 or 20 pounds, 18 pounds, something like that. So, and that one cost me, I think that was £3 for that one. I bought this plate.
They might recognise it.
Yeah, you might recognise it actually, because it's the plates that we have at home. They are Denby. They're called Juice, if you're interested. These dinner sets come in various colours, so there's blue, yellow, green. I'm not sure if there's any other colours, but those are the colours that we have. And I thought as a spare dinner plate, because you don't see them that often, it was only £1. If I was to resell it, it'd probably be worth somewhere around about 10, 11, 12 pounds just for the one plate. So Denby normally, particularly if they're the modern ones, I would say, tend to hold the money, and people are always looking for replacements. So worth keeping an eye out for. My heart ruled my head with these last two items. I bought them as a pair. Here's the first one. This is a Coalport plate. It's by Michael B. Sordy, if I'm saying that right, of a barn owl. And it comes with this lovely wooden surround, which actually you can remove this plate and just use the frame for another plate, or you could have the plate standing alone. The wooden surround is Van Hagen and Smith, but I thought it was quite nice. I bought this one and a long-eared owl, again Coalport, from the set. I think it's 1990. I bought the pair for £5, so £2.50 each. I thought even just for the frames, you could probably sell the frames separately. Maybe that's what I'll do, because these are not selling very well. So yeah, my heart ruled my head on this one, which sometimes happens. But I could separate these up, maybe sell the plates as a pair, maybe sell the frames as a pair, and I might actually get more money for them doing it that way, because the frames, I think, are quite good. So yeah, and that's all I bought. That's it. So,
Well,
your
apart
turn.
from the first item, mine's going to be a lucky dip out the bags.
Okay.
Lucky
Well,
dip.
I shall let you carry on with that and shut the bin.
It'll open again.
There we go. And see if it stays shut.
The first item is a butter dish, a very large butter dish, I think. It says Butterlicious on the top, and it's Wade ceramics. I think this was £1. There was a lady that was selling a lot of ornaments and so on quite cheaply.
In fact, actually, she was the same woman that sold me those plates.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same person.
Fine, not a chip. Nothing, just needs a clean up. And they are going for between 12 and 15.
Yeah, I did wonder about buying that myself, but I just thought it was overly large.
Overly large.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a bag. Now,
Where are you going to put them?
I don't know. Actually, these were a gift from Mum to Cath, but Cath has tried these before and her skin reacted, because she's a sensitive wee soul. And it's the Herbal Knee Patches by Wellknee. Wormwood formula. It's just like a plaster you stick on your knee. It's supposed to help. So they will be sold on. 3 of them haven't been opened. 1 of them has. Okay, and I got, was it 17 I think 17 Cathy glass books. I won't get them all out. It's these ones. And the girl that was selling them for £1. I have sold these before in bundles and they always do well. 17, 35 to 40 quid. And I didn't pay all that much for them, really. But if there's ever a lot of Cathy glass on a charity shop stall, I will probably buy them. And from the same girl, I got a Be Kind mug, and this is Fat Face. I've still got the original price, £12.50. But then it was in a sale for £6.25. Anyway, there you go. The transfer on the lettering at the top is a little bit sad, but I really like the mug and I'm hoping that somebody else will too. It needs a clean out, but there's no chips. It's just the transfer that's a little sad. So they were from the same lady. These, not as much as I feel they should be, probably about £8. That was 50p though, so I can't complain. That's bag number 1 done. Mostly Cathy glass books. Bag number 2. It's a small bag. Let's see. Now, this was another lady that was selling a lot of things quite cheap. I got this off her. It's a cat ornament. I like it. Of course I'm going to buy it. It's cats. I have no idea how much it's worth. It was 50p. Pretty sure it's going to be worth more than that. There's no label. I don't know who made it. I'd have to do some research, and there are no chips or cracks, and I did check because some of her things were a little bit chipped in places. From the same lady, for £1, I got a fruit bowl. It's a wooden apple fruit bowl, and on the back it says made in the Philippines. Now I have found this, and these sell for around £15. So there's something else in here.
How much did you pay for that?
That was £1. This one was 50p. I forgot I got this. It's a little cat sign that it's got the hang. It's the kind of thing you'd find in a garden centre. And it says, in a cat's eyes, all things belong to cats. Very true. I forgot I had this. I haven't researched this. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but when I pay less than £1, I don't really mind too much. And if it doesn't sell, it's the kind of thing I'd keep. Right, that's bag number 2 done. Bag number 3. From the same lady, you can see a theme here now. Cat mug. Look at all the different cats. Again, I haven't looked it up. It is made by Lesser and Pavey Limited. I'm just feeling around the top. There's no chips or cracks. Again, it's another item. If it doesn't sell, it's the kind of thing I would keep. I do this a lot. Consequently, I have rather a lot of stuff. And again, another one of these, oh God, what would you call this? Segmented.
Yeah, it's like a little, not knick-knack, you know, nibbles bowl.
Nibbles bowl. I mean, we'd use something like this around Christmas time, and often do. We have some up in the attic with the decorations. Not wooden like this though, and again it was made in the Philippines, and again it was £1 and worth around 15. I just really like them. She had quite a lot of bowls and things.
She did.
I think that's it from her. And from the same lady, and this also needs a really good clean. There's the beetroot pot. It says beetroot on it, in case you didn't know. And this is Silvac. They do all kinds of pots. I think they do celery, tomato, beetroot. What else do they do?
Tomato's the one you want to look out for.
Yeah, I haven't found tomato yet. This was 50p. I'm not going to say no at 50p. This one about 12 to 15 again, but tomato would be more, I'm guessing, which is why Cath is saying look out for the Silvac tomato pot.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
I would say, from what I remember, at least 25, if not more.
There you go. That needs a wash.
So,
Stick it in there.
maybe it's rarer than the others. I don't know. I don't see them. I think I've seen one once.
Have you?
Yeah.
I'm going on to plush now. I've got a little mouse. Now then, a long time ago, I was buying some cuddly toys, and I quite took a liking to a little mouse on the playmat. And I said, and how much for the mouse, please? And because I was buying a few things, she goes, oh, I'll have it. I didn't know what I was getting until I got home, and I'd bought a Mayleg mouse. Sold it overnight for £30. This is not Mayleg, although the Mayleg mice look like this but smaller, and are the same kind of hard. They're not like fluffy soft. I don't know who made this. I just really liked it. It's cute, isn't it? I'm going to have to look a lot of things up, I think, aren't I?
Google image is a wonderful thing.
I did Google image, but I couldn't find it. Look how nicely she sits. Anywho, then I found for 50p a koala, and it's one of these that, what do we press? We press something. It sleeps and its tummy rises and falls. It'll start doing it in a minute. Lullabies. There's different settings. I have had the otter ones before, and I've sold them fairly quickly for roughly £13. The koalas aren't quite as popular, it seems. They tend to sell for about £10, but I only paid 50p, so that's fine. And I could tell it was working as soon as I picked it up. So then I got one of these. Do you remember these? What are they called, Cath?
Well, I thought it was the Chico or something similar to that.
Thumb sucking.
But there were about, from what I remember, there were about 3 variants.
Yeah.
On the thumb sucking monkey.
I'm not selling this. This is for me. Because I'm a big kid. I have the handbags that have the little monkeys on as well. So
is there no label?
Yeah, made in Korea.
Made in Korea.
Yeah. I'll put the name of him up on the screen. But I have the handbags that have the little monkeys on as well. So and I saw this. Yeah, the Kipling handbags. And I just really liked him. He's not going anywhere. He's staying with me. I did buy a few things for me. There's some antibacterial spray. Because we had run out and we were going to buy it in the shop anyway. So bought that from the car boot sale. It's out because it's already used.
How much was your monkey?
Oh, he was £1.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah. 50p for an LED night light. I did think of Mum because she does have these in the house. But she said this is a plug-in one. Motion sensor, I believe. Or automatically turns on at dusk and off at dawn. She does have them in her house, but she said she didn't need them because hers are working. She's had hers since I was born, apparently, so they last a long time. So that will be sold.
A really long time.
All right.
A really, really long time.
And then because Mother was with us, she bought me a present. I'd bought her some flowers from one of the flower sellers. And then she bought me something for the menopause.
Yay!
I'm having a hot flush now. I'm all shiny. I'm not going through the menopause yet, but I do have endometriosis. Yeah, it's like having Jiminy Cricket here, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do have endometriosis, and I do struggle with that, and some of the symptoms are the same. Now, I used to have one of these for period pains, and it's magnetic, and you magnet it into your underwear, and it's supposed to help with period pains, and I lost it ages ago. So I'm going to give this a go this month and see if it works. It's supposed to be effective in reducing symptoms during menopause. Maybe I should put it on today. Kath's nodding her head. Okay, 2 more things to go. Well, kind of. I bought some books. I'll show you that first. Oh no, 4 more things to go. Ooh. Slimming World books, you know, I pick them up when I find them if they're cheap enough. These were 4 for £1. I bought another bundle a couple of weeks ago, and they've sold already. I think they sold for nearly 30 quid. They were quite a lot. They were 50p each. These were 4 for £1. I have a few more upstairs that I can put with these to make another bundle. There's Fakeaways, A Taste of Asia, very good book. We've actually been cooking from our own copy, haven't we?
Yeah, very good.
And Fast Feasts, so they will join my other books that I haven't yet listed. Of course, that's 3, so I had to make up the numbers, so I ended up getting 5 for £1. I also picked up National Trust Book of Scones, and National Trust Book of Puddings, and I just thought they looked like really lovely books. So they will be listed together because there is a little mark on the bottom of the front cover of the pudding one. I think it's been used.
It's probably pudding.
It's probably pudding.
Salt.
Yeah. And then I buy the Butterlicious, the first thing I showed you. I also got from that lady some Willow Tree. I know that Willow Tree had quite a big audience. I've never sold Willow Tree. I don't know if it still has quite a big audience. But I looked this one up. It's a little wall plaque called A Lifetime of Love, 2001 Family, it's called. This was 50p and it is still going for around £12, and I'm happy with that. Maybe a few years ago that would have gone for more, but that's fine. And with it, I got a little box with a little girl, and she's hugging her cat. Real cat theme here. Nothing wrong with that. An embrace of comfort and love, it says inside.
Till you get your face scratched off.
Yes, if it's Charlie. Don't hug him too long. And it's called Comfort, 2003. The willow tree is slightly faded on the back, but other than that, nothing wrong with it. Haven't found this one online, but if that one's anything to go by, it's not going to be a loss. That is it from this car boot sale. I do have a whole box that I haven't got through yet. I'm behind on listings because the allotment's taken over. It's that time of year. And in that box are wireless keyboards and the old phones that you plug in, but the cordless sets like Sony, Philips, Panasonic, they all need testing, cleaning. They're all in a big old mishmash jumble in a big bag, so I need to sort all that out as well. But that is all that I've got to show you for today. Have you got anything else?
No, but I do think that we could go over now and show them the things that we've been selling.
Do you want to see what we've sold? Go on then. So the first thing, I picked 5 things from Vinted and 5 from eBay. So the first thing is a pair of jeans. I got these from the charity shop that had a £1 sale. So they were £2 because there's 2 of them. And I've sold them for £17 on Vinted. This is the Rendale cookie jar I got from the car boot sale, which I did show in a haul. I can't remember how much it was, a couple of pounds. It's a little bit dinged, a little bit scratched, but I still managed to sell it for £11. I love Rendale. This is the Rodale fishing tackle bag. I think this came from a charity shop, and if it's the charity shop I'm thinking, it wouldn't have been more than £1, and I've sold it for 18. This is one of Mother's offerings. She's got quite a lot of Denby, and she decided that she didn't want the Homestead Brown Denby anymore, so there was a lot to list. This is one of the items, the divided dish with lid, and this sold for £14. Now I got a big bundle of books from a car boot sale a couple of weeks ago, and they're all like zombie related, not really a genre that I read, but they had very interesting looking covers, so I thought, well, I'll buy them. I paid £10 for all of them, and these 2 books sold for £11, so straight into profit. Oh, and this is a big audiobook bundle that I got, oh God, a couple of years ago, I think. There were 2 cardboard boxes full, and I'm down to the last few now. So I've bundled together the Peter Robinson ones, and I sold these for just under £30. We're on eBay now. Adventure Time card games. This I got from the tip with another pack with different characters on, so it would have been 50p or so. I've sold that for £31.91. The other one does have watchers, so I'm hoping that will sell soon. This was from a charity shop. I paid a couple of pounds for this. Boots illuminated LED makeup mirror. It's got a dimmer switch and the mirror swivels around as well. Wasn't entirely sure if it was working when I bought it, which is why it was so cheap. It hadn't been pack tested, but it is working perfectly fine, and I sold it for £14.23. Aha, Slimming World books. I talk about Slimming World books quite a lot because they do sell well as a bundle. I picked these up for 50p each. There were 12 in the bundle and they sold for £31.91. And I think this might be the last one. This is, well, these are more of these zombie books that I bought, the whole bundle for £10. The person that bought these bought the 2 bundles, the 2 listings, so 22, 38, £40 in all. So £41 in profit with these books, and I've still got 3 or 4 listings left that have watchers on. Yeah, they're doing very, very well. I would look out for them again. These ones seem to be mostly from America, which is why I haven't seen them before, but something to keep an eye out for. Let's go and see what Cath sold.
Okay, so you'll have to bear with me because, you know, computer things. Me and computers really don't go. Having said that, I will share a few things that I've sold on eBay, starting with these Altberg boots. And the battery is running low.
I'll plug it in quick.
Fun times. Yeah, I bought these and another pair of boots for £25. So these boots cost me £12.50 and I sold them for £44.86 and I didn't have them very long. I love crafting items of any sort, particularly if they're vintage. These are vintage wooden cotton reels. Apparently the thread on vintage cotton is actually stronger than the stuff you get these days. So people do like this kind of cotton. I bought these at a charity shop. They were 30p each. I think this amounted to around about £10. I sold them quite quickly for £31.91. You will see quite a few shoes in this haul. I do love a shoe, I have to say. Funnily enough though, I don't actually have a lot of shoes of my own. I picked these up, these were brand new, they came with their box. They only cost me £5 from the car boot sale. And I sold those for £39.67. This brass Spitfire I actually bought from somebody I know that was selling at the car boot. He is a buyer and seller of things as well, and he gave me this for £4 and I sold it within about 48 hours for £26.71. I don't tend to pick up a lot of Vans trainers because I just don't think they hold like massive value. However, if I find ones that have some nice patterns on them, then I might pick them up. I bought these from a charity shop locally for £5 and sold them for £24.63. Another pair of boots. Actually, I bought these boots for myself. Berghaus. I love Berghaus. So I bought these off eBay. I think I paid £34 for them. When they came, tried them on and they were just too small. So I sold them on and made a tiny profit. I bought these bulbs. You might remember them because I did show them in a haul. Vintage Christmas tree bulbs, I suppose, for fairy lights. They came on a broken wire. They're not in the best condition, but I know sometimes these can sell for good money. Unfortunately, mine weren't in very good condition and they are untested, so who knows if these work. I paid £3 for these and sold them for £21.51. I was hoping for a little more, but I can't complain. Converse high tops tend to do better, I think, than the low top version. I think these cost me £5. They look like they were hardly worn and I sold those quite quickly. Good men's size, size 10, for £26.14. Now, it was probably a couple of weeks ago, somebody on Facebook was selling a massive bundle of Warhammer stuff. They wanted £150 for it. Now, in the past, I have actually painted some Warhammer items myself. I don't play the game, but I do enjoy crafting and painting. And this appealed to me, so I coughed up £150 for everything, and there was a lot of stuff that included the things that you see here, storage boxes, paints, brushes, all sorts of stuff. I split them down into bundles. This was one of the first bundles I sold for £26.71. You'll probably see some more in a minute. Another pair of boots. These are a decent pair of boots. I've got a pair like this myself actually, and they are my favourite. Bought these for £12.50. I probably could have got more money than £63.11, but I don't want things to hang around. I want to regain that cash so that I can then buy more things. So nice quick turnaround, hopefully. So £63.11 from £12.50, so I was happy with that. And somebody got themselves a bargain. Here we go, another piece of Warhammer. Just one item, and it's not massive, to be honest with you. But I sold that for £21.51. It's a Dreadnought, if you know what one of those is. This t-shirt was from a charity shop. I do actually love things like memorabilia, like for instance the McLaren Formula 1 racing polo t-shirt. Really nice item in my opinion. I bought this for a £5 I think and sold it for £27.19. Another bit of Warhammer. This was unopened, or the box was opened but it was unassembled and complete. Very nice price, £57.92. So far I have made back my money and a little bit of profit on top, and I've still got some things to sell. Here's the biggest bundle, which was Orcs and Space Marines. There's a bundle of 66 figures there that have been assembled, and some of them have been sprayed black for somebody else to come along and paint them. That came with a storage case. I was hoping for a little bit more than this. I thought maybe this would fly. Unfortunately, it didn't really. I still ended up with £71.48, and like I said, I am now well into profit. I have decided to put this one in, the Thunderbirds car, because you would have seen this on a previous haul. I paid £3 for it at car boot and sold it for £13.66, which is not a, it's not a bad price. And I just enjoy, although it's not a massive profit, I do enjoy sharing these little bits of memorabilia for somebody else that's really going to love this, and that's why I pick these types of things up. Another pair of boots. You can see a theme here. These are Air Force One high tops. Again, really, really nice condition. Size 5.5, so my size. Didn't fit, didn't look great on me. I did offer them to Abby. She didn't want them, so I sold them on, and I sold them for £26.71. And that's it. That's all the haul and all the things I've sold. If you are interested in the kind of things that we are buying and selling, then we will link our shops below. Both I and Laura have an eBay, and Laura also does Vinted. So at some point I'll probably do Vinted, but if you're interested, have a look in the comments below and we'll leave our links there for you.
Many thanks for watching, everybody.
Take care, and we'll see you on another video.
Bye.
Cheerio.